Okay, so let's continue our journey. Uh, 1 second. So the next verse talks about the 8 cities of the subtle body. Vagadi pancha, Shravanadi pancha, Pranadi pancha, Brahmukhani pancha, Buddhi adi, Avidya apicha kama, Karmani, Puri ashtakam, Sukshma shariram ahuhu. So now we are coming to the Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, what we call as a subtle body. After understanding the prana and the 5 sub-pranas, we are now coming here. So Vagadi Pancha is the 5 organs of action like speech and the 5 karma indriyas. Okay, so you have Pada, Pani, Vak, Upastha and all that. Shravanadi Pancha are the organs of perception such as eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. Pranadi Pancha, the 5 pranas, what we just now spoke about, which relates to prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana. Brahmukhani Pancha, the 5 elements starting with earth, water, space, and all that. Buddhi Adi, the inner instruments like intellect and all that, ahankara. Avidya apicha kama, ignorance and the sensual desires. Karmani are all the actions of the body. Puri ashtakam sukshma shariram ahuhu. These 8 cities together constitute the subtle body. So they are cities on its own, they are independent. They look dependent, but they are not. They are like 8 demons in one body. So this is a very interesting and a very deep connotation of this shloka. If we miss this 8 cities, we will not be able to understand the completeness of the Vivekachudamani because we are in the Shravana, but when we get into Manana, we might not be able to understand. So if you have any questions on the 3 verses, what we did, that is the inner instrument, the outer instrument, the outer body, and all that, what we spoke about, 92 verse, and then 93rd verse, then we had 94th and 95, and we are in 96. Are you okay, or shall I continue, or do you want me to go through once again?
Vilas, can you repeat what are the 8 cities?
Okay, I will repeat all the 8 cities. Vagadi Pancha, 5 organs of action like speech and uh, the walking and hands, legs, all of that. That is the Vagadi Pancha. Shravanadi Pancha is the organs of perception like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. Pranadi Pancha, the 5 pranas, what we looked into as prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana. Brahmukani Pancha are the 5 elements, Mahabhutas, Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, Akasha. Buddhi Adi, Avidya, Apicha Kama. So there is the Buddhi, which is the intellect, ego, ignorance, and sensual desires. All are the actions of the body, Karmani. Puri Ashtakam Sukshma Shariram Ahuhu. These 8 cities together constitute the subtle body.
So, what are the first city is this organs of action. Second is the organs of perception.
Correct.
Then the 5 pranas. So these are the 3 cities. Then, right?
The 5 elements.
And then
Inner
the
instrument.
5 elements.
Fifth one is the inner instrument. Sixth one is
Yeah.
ignorance.
The inner instrument is the Antakarna Chatushtayam, right?
Yes. The fourfold inner instrument, Buddhi Adi.
Oh, okay. So that is the fourth. Okay.
No, that is the
So
fifth.
club it all together.
No, that is the fifth one. The first one is organ of action. The second one is organ of perception. That is Gnana Indriya, Karma Indriyas. Then the pranas are the third one. The five elements are the fourth one. The inner instrument, Antakarana, is the fifth one. Avidya is the sixth one. Kama is the seventh one. Karmani is the eighth one.
Karmani is the what? Body.
Karmani are the actions.
Actions.
What is done through all of these 8 cities. That itself is the 8th city.
Okay. Fine.
That itself is a city on its own. It's like saying that Bangalore. Nobody will be able to find where is Bangalore, but then every action is happening in Bangalore. So that is a headquarters.
Okay.
So we need to be very clear on all of this, otherwise we'll get stuck up when we go to the manana. So my question was, should I go back and again reiterate from the component of the subtle body, or in fact component of the physical body?
There is one common thing, looks like the Panchabhutas.
Correct.
This is Sukshma Sarira as well as is it part of the Sthula Sariram also,
It
right?
starts from Sukshma and gives the object of the senses, which is Sthula. The same Prithvi you call as Srihari because gross.
Yeah.
But then when you jog, when it's hot outside or inside, then you sweat. So we call the name. Now we are into name and forms, right? So now we are naming that form. Without sweating, we call Sri Hari. Then when sweating starts, what do we call that now? When you start sweating, what are you called?
The name and the form is the same.
No, we'll call it a Sri Hari sweat.
Okay.
When you're feeling cold, then what it is called?
My doubt is now this Panchabhuta should be considered as a Sukshma part of Sukshma Sarira or the Sthula Sarira, because
Both.
When we see the Sthula Sarira aspects, this the Sapta Dhatus are what form the Medha, Majja, all this, and also the blood. Right?
Yes, they're all formed by the same Mahabhuta. So they are part of both.
Okay.
They all are the same. So should we go back and talk about for a bit and come back?
Yeah, sure. We can talk a bit and then come back.
So he talks about Tvak, Mamsa, Rudira, Snayu, Medho, Majja, Asti, Sangulam, Purnam, Mutra, Purishabhyam, Sthulam, Nindyam, Idam, Vapuhu. So you got to understand this. Tvak is skin, flesh, Mamsa, Rudira, Snayu is blood vessels, Medho is fat, Majja is bone marrow, Asti is bones, Sangulam, collection of these, Purnam, filled or completed, Mutra Purishabhyam, with urine and feces matter, Sthulam, Nindyam, Idam, Vapuhu. Sthulam is gross. Nindyam is nindana, is accused. Idam vapuhu. This body, what we call, is the most offensive thing you can ever have, because it has only these. So this is the first level of practice which one has to do all the time to see what it is. Most of the time we don't want to do it because we adore the body. So first level of vairagya starts with this body. The body should go away. So for that we need to see what is this body. Then we come to panchi kritebhyo bhutebhyah stulebhyah purva karmana samutpannam idam sthulam bhoga yatanam atmanah avastha jagraha tasya stulaha artha anubhavaha yataha. So after panchikarana of these 5 gross elements and ordered by the past actions, samutpannam idam sthulam, this body, this gross material body is produced. Bhogayatanam atmanaha, the seat of experience, what we call as self-experiencing, avastha jagraha tasya, is a state of wakefulness of this body. Stula artha anubhavaha yataha, is experienced of the gross objects in it. So this is what.
So
Yeah.
The individual item in the Panchabhutas by itself should be considered as Sukshma, part of Sukshma Sharira.
Yes.
The gross that has been contained based on the Panchabhuta should be visualized as the Sthula.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when we say Sthula, it means they have become Dhatu. Dhatu formation means combination, in combination. See, if you were to look at your saliva, the saliva also has a solidity, liquidity, gas, and we can say Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo. Now, what is the function of Prithvi? It is to be hard and soft. What is the function of the Apo? It is to bind or have a cohesion and movement. What is that is for Tejo? It is hot and cold. And what is for Vayu? Vayu will actually expand and contract and make the movement possible. And Apo, I said movement, it is not movement, it is flowing. So when we look at our saliva for a second, because it is there in the mouth, we can exactly check right now. If there is nothing to bind, then there wouldn't have been, if Prithvi was not there wouldn't have been anything to bind. Because Prithvi is there, it is able to bind. So you are able to feel that saliva. So that means there should be some solidity, otherwise you cannot feel. Then you have temperature. You can either find saliva as cold or hot. In the life, when we say life, you have Ushna. Ushna means warmth. So we are warm people. So the body is warm. Right? So we have this warmth. So when we look at the saliva, it is warm. Then it has movement. It can move. And it also can expand and contract. Saliva expands and contracts. And that's the reason that movement is created. If you look at the breathing, at the navel portion, there is an expansion, there is a contraction. As you take in breath, it is expanded, and as you have out breath, it is contracted. So the Sukshma Sharira, what we say, or the Sthula Sharira, what we say, is built upon these 5 elements only. When it combines itself into dhatus, it looks gross, but it becomes individualized, it becomes subtle. And in the mouth, you have space. So Akasha is already there. Without Akasha, there can't be any sound. If I were to close my mouth, I cannot speak because no sound is going to come out. Any questions?
No questions, well, it is clear. Yeah.
It's clear. Okay. Now we have to go through the waking state experience. So Bahendriyaihi stula padartha sevanam sevam shrak chandana striyadi vichitra rupam karoti jivaha swayam etat tasmat prashastihi vapushaha asya jagare. So, because there is gross, these five elements become gross, and it can be seen, it can be touched, it can be sensed, it can be smelt, it can be done whatever is required. They are created with fame, name and fame through garlanding, wealth through sandal paste, and as an example is what he is giving here. And women, because sexual intercourse can happen, and all endless variety of different rupa means naming conventions that can be given. So now, because of the sthula nature, you can call something as a child. If it was subtle, which was in the womb of the mother, there was no concept of the child, so it was named as fetus. Even before that, it was called as an embryo. And even before that, there's called as blastocyst. And even before that, it is called as egg and sperm. And even before that, nothing. So, what are we trying to garland or do creation of wealth and having sexual enjoyment and all that is literally nothing. But that is how the waking state looks like. The same gross body is now being done with all of this, called as the sexual intercourse. Then the next stage comes is the conception. Then the next stage is called as blastocyst. Then the next stage is called as an embryo. Then the next stage is called as a fetus. Then the next stage is called as a childbirth. Then the next stage is called as an infant. Then the next stage is called as a boy or a girl. Then the next stage is called as an teenager. Then the next stage is called as an adult. Then the next stage is called as a middle-aged. Then the next stage is called as old age. And the next stage is called as death. So this is very funny. What is being done is for the gross body only. But where is the person? That's the question he is asking. This is the drama which is happening. So, karoti jivaha swayam etahatmanaha. The individualized ego, the ahankara, identifies itself with the gross body. Tasmat prashastihi vapushaha asya jagare. So, therefore, it expects prashasti. Prashasti means recognition of through this body and through the waking state. Who is garlanded? The ego. Who is marrying? The ego. Who is having kids? The ego. Who is having the sexual intercourse, is a man or a woman? Ego. And endless varieties of different rupas what has been created. This is funny thing which is happening called as an waking state. So why a person does it? It's because of kirti, kanchana, kamini. These are the only three things. So there is lust, there is greed, that is kanchana, then there is kirti, fame, recognition, I. So we call it, we also make it sure through business or management or whatever words can be used, saying that you need to stand out of the rest. So everybody would like to stand out, do something, because the I sense can always exist. And then sarvaha api bahya samsarah purushasya yad ashrayah vidhi deham idam sthulam grihavat grihame dinaha. So, all the dealings with the world outside, whatever we are doing for all men, are dependent on this gross body only. And that's the reason we try to treasure it. The COVID-19 or whatever the diseases and etc., we are very much pained because the identity is lost if the death happens. So, who is going to die? The mind, the intellect, and the ego will die. And nobody wants to die. So we will come up with different concept that who created this virus and why it was done, why this is done and why that happens, why this happens, all that funny things which happens in the gross matter state called as waking state. So we need to have this gross body to experience that. The I, the ego who is the experiencer. So know this to be their shelter. So this is the shelter of the ego. Just like the house is the shelter for the householder, he identifies with the house. So the wife identifies with the husband, and husband identifies with the wife, and the husband and the wife identify themselves with the child, and child now identifies with the husband and the wife, and we call that as a family. And the parents of both the sides also identify themselves with their own children. So now we call it as an extended family. So now we are together as a family, which never existed from the beginning, will never exist at all. But still, even though if it is meant for transaction, we try our best to protect that identity so that the transaction can take place. Now what happens? Sthulasya sambhava jara maranani dharmaha staulyadayo bahuvidaha shishutadi avastaha varna ashramadi niyama bahuda amaya syuhu puja vamana bahumana au amukha visheshaha. So, because of this gross identification, it has birth, decay, death as its essential properties. We already covered it earlier, but again, it's good to know. Then it has different conditions, just like fat and lean and all that, childhood, old age, death, childhood, adult and old age and middle age and old age and such other states. It has variety of rules of caste and creed and orders of life called as parampara. It is affected by numerous diseases. Worship, dishonor, honor, etc. are the different kinds of treatment this body receives. This body in the sense, the ego in that body receives. Not knowing that it is a drama in the waking state. There is no reality there. All the relationships what we are setting is on a false foundation. They will not sustain even for a second. But the ignorant mind will say, come on, keep on trying, it will work one day. The ego says that, boss, what are you doing? Make this work. So mind does its better through the intellect to make it work. So the ahankara, the buddhi and the manas, these three instrument are the karana, sharira. They keep on working like this. So now he is coming into the subtle body. Buddhendriyani shravanam tvak akshi grahanam. Sorry, yeah. घ्राणं च जिह्वा विषयावबोधनात् वाक् पाणिपादा गूढमप्युपस्थः कर्मेन्द्रियाणि pravanena karmasu. So buddhendriyani is the organs of knowledge which is called as jnana indriyas. Shravanam, twag, akshi, these are the ears, skin, eyes, etc. Granam cha jivha, nose and the tongue. Vishaya avabodhana, they help us to gain the knowledge of the object, the five sense objects. Vak, pani, pada, gudyam, api upastaha, speech, hands, leg, anus and the genitals. Karmendriyani pravanena karmasu, since they have tendency to do actions. Now we come to the inner instrument that is called like this. Nigadyate antakaranam manaha dhihi ahankara kritaha chittam iti swa vrittibihi. The mind, intellect, ego, sense and the memory, that is the chitta, has the memory power as well, called so according to their functions. Manahatu sankalpaha, that is mind will make determination. What it will do? Vikalpana adibihi, that is it can doubt, it can predict, it can perceive and it can hesitate. Buddhihi padartha adhyavasya dharmataha, intellect due to its functions try to determining the truth of the things. It will give yes or no kind of decisions. This is called as the inner instrument. Now we come to prana. Prana apana vyana udana samahana bhavati asau pranaha swayam eva vritti bedaha vritti bhedat suvarnena saliladivat. So this prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana becomes five and the same, which is called as just as a prana. And they are responsible for vritti bheda, the different functions of the body, like the in-breath and out-breath, that is inhalation, exhalation, circulation, ejection and digestion. Vikriti bhedat, different modifications due to that, is called as birth, growth, old age and death. Suvarna Saliladva, just like gold has different forms like earring, necklace, etc., or the water has different forms like waves, bubbles, steam, ice, etc. And we covered the 8 cities. Bhagadi Pancha, Shravanadi Pancha, Pranadi Pancha, Brahmukhani Pancha, Buddhi Adi Avidya, Apichakama, Karmani, Puri Ashtakam, Sukshma Shariram Ahuhu.
Vilas, I need to leave now.
Yes, even I need to leave. It's 10 o'clock. So we will come back and look at it tomorrow.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye. Bye.